MCU Collector here with another round of videos, this time with the Hasbro Marvel Legends series X-Men Wave 3 Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. So here we have the first video of the wave, and of course it's going to be Wolverine. This is the Tiger Stripe suit Wolverine. You may know him as the Jim Lee Wolverine. I don't believe it's Jim Lee's original art or design for the costume, but it's probably what most people associate it with, especially like the 90s, the X-Men, the animated series. But really cool, super excited. This one, obviously, I was the most excited for of the wave. It looks to be an all-around awesome figure, so I can't wait to really get him out of the package and check him out. Put him with a couple of my other favorite X-Men. We got Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Rogue back there. They all have that Jim Lee 90s style, so I can't wait to see how he looks with those three, next to those three, and then check out some other Wolverine figures there that we've gotten from Hasbro. So let's really take a close look at the package, and then we'll open him up. But here you can see, just like the other two X-Men waves that we've already gotten with the past couple of years, the X-Men logo down there at the front. We have we got the X on top. You can see Marvel's Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. Artwork on the side looking pretty awesome of Wolverine. I really like how it looks with the claws out here. Really cool. Here we have a look at the figure, the promo image of the figure. We have the wave, and you can see Apocalypse is the Build-A-Figure. And then we'll be going in order, starting with Wolverine, then Magneto, then Gladiator, then Sabretooth, then Storm, then Multiple Man, and then ending with Psylocke before going to the video for the actual Build-A-Figure. So pretty awesome. The bio reads, razor-sharp claws and an incredible accelerated healing ability make Wolverine a nearly unstoppable threat. Yeah, there he is. Let's open it up. So excited. All right, here he is out of the package, the Tiger Stripe Wolverine. So awesome. Before we look at the figure, let's look at what he comes with in the package. Here for the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure, he comes with the two hoses or tubes or whatever you want to call them for Apocalypse. There is no bendy wire in these, so you can just get them, but they're just going to go right back into place how they should. But they're a great length, so I don't think it should be an issue as far as moving the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure around and hindering the articulation, and I doubt they pop out because look, there's a lot of give to that. So really cool. So there is two, slightly shaped differently, but that's it. And then as far as accessories, he comes with two additional hands. These are the gloved hands with the claws unpopped or retracted, I guess. So nice silver in there, and the hands are just all blue like his gloves. Nothing special, but I'm glad that they give us this because, you know, you could just pop those blades out, but, you know, the holes will be there and it just kind of looks a little bit odd. So I'm glad that they give us those hands. But, you know, first looking at him and putting him with some of these other figures from that X-Men that we all know and love, the Jim Lee or the animated series X-Men. Also from like the X-Men 92 comic title that actually, I think it came out maybe 2 years ago now, but it was post Secret Wars. May have been post All New, All Different. I forget kind of the era and how it all kind of falls in line, but it was a very interesting title that I read because it really had that style that I grew up, you know, loving. That was kind of my first introduction to the Marvel Universe was Spider-Man the Animated Series, as well as X-Men the Animated Series. So I just love that we really have these looks to the characters now. It's awesome. I'd like to get a new Jean Grey, even though this figure still holds up. I'd like it to be on an updated body mold. I think it would really hold up a little bit nicer, and maybe get some of that blue to match a little bit more closely with Cyclops. But even if not, it is an awesome figure that I'm very happy to have. So I think that looks great with the four of them together. But enough of the X-Men. Let's get them out of the way, and let's focus on Wolverine. Before I get into the articulation, we take close-up looks. Let's look at some of the other Wolverine figures that Hasbro has given us. I don't have the vintage Wolverine out of package, so I'm not going to show that here, but he is basically the same as the Juggernaut wave, just the brown is a little bit different. So I'm not going to show that there, but this one is probably the most drastically different, and this is the Jubilee Wave, the Toys R Us exclusive Jubilee Build-A-Figure. This was a solid Wolverine figure for the time. The only bad thing is he's definitely on the taller side. The sculpt of it was really good. It's just he had these really long legs because they didn't bother trying to get him, kind of make him a little bit shorter or anything. And they actually had arm hair painted on there and stuff, so they actually, you know, did pretty good. The head sculpt is nice. I believe this is the same one from the Vintage Wave, and he actually came with that, and he actually has the cowl down, and it's a blue, yellow and blue cowl. And that's kind of where the Vintage Wave gets those pieces from. So he's, you know, definitely a different version of Wolverine, but I'm glad to have it. And then we also have the Ultimate Riders Logan here off to the side. I'm not going to take him off the motorcycle. It's kind of a pain to put him back on and get that all kind of squared away. But this one's nice because he has painted on arm hair, which then this new one does not, and it drives me crazy because they have it molded in the sculpt of the arm and they don't paint the arm hair. It's like, why? You did it on this one, you did it on this one, why can't you do it on this one? But, you know, that's probably my only gripe that I'll have for the figure. But pretty awesome. And then this Logan, those have gigantic heads that just like are twice the size of these guys, so they don't look good if you try to swap. I'm not even going to do it in the video because I just know that it does not work. It does not look good, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But let's just look at this Tiger Stripe Wolverine and get some up close. So this is a new head sculpt, and he has that sneering look there, and the paint is pretty good. You got white for the teeth, a little bit of the gums. They probably did a little too much of the gums in that slanted pink there, but looks good. The eyes look pretty good. It looks like there's a little bit of silver in there with actually a little bit of yellow outline, and I don't know if that's just, if that was done on purpose or if that's just kind of shining through, but it does look good. The yellow line there over the black looks good. The best that they could, getting yellow onto a black plastic. That's got to be difficult to really get it to get that yellow to look right. So I do give it up to Hasbro for that. One thing I noticed right away is this head sits a lot lower on the body than like with the Juggernaut Wolverine. You can actually see some neck on this one, whereas this one you don't really see the neck. The head is a lot lower on that. So we'll swap out the two heads from these ones and see how that looks. But that'll be the only head swaps that I do here in this video. Really awesome. The black line work for the tiger stripes came out very clean. I really like that. Now, one thing I noticed from this entire wave, and this figure's not so bad, but there is some paint craziness throughout most of the figures in the wave. Just the QC on the paint. Now, mine's not an issue. You got some scuff marks here on the leg, but you'll see it with like my Psylocke figure. It's some things that are just kind of drive me crazy with that. But this Wolverine's not so bad. I did see another one where they had some actual blue paint rub on the arm, which is pretty crazy because in the package, it's like, well, how did the blue get on this inner bicep? So you just really want to watch out for this X-Men wave. I don't know if it's because maybe it was rushed or what the issue may have been, but you definitely want to keep an eye out for the paint and how that looks. I got the red belt, just yellow throughout, nice blue and black for the boots. So looking very good. You can see the sculpted arm hair that's not painted. That drives me crazy. They did that with the 12-inch figure too. It's like, why go through the trouble of sculpting the hair and then not paint it? Just a little bit. Look at that. Little brown lines, and it's perfect. So that's my only complaint for this figure. But really good. This is the same body mold as the Juggernaut figure. The big difference will be the head sculpt, and then the belt is different. And then this one has the added shoulder pieces that can move there, and you can pop these off. So you can see they're just ported right into that shoulder ball there. And I don't want to remove them because I don't know if it's going to loosen up or do anything. So I just want to be careful with that. But again, is the same figure. So real quick, we'll go over the articulation. Head looks down. He can look up for the most part, but because it's so far down on the ball peg, he's not going to get all the way. Shoulders come up that far. So not a whole lot of range of motion in the shoulders. You do get full rotation. There's a little bit of give there. You do have a nice butterfly joint there, so you can really get that arm extended back. Really nice. You have the upper bicep swivel You get a double jointed elbow. So his arms are so big, you're only going to get that much movement in there. The wrists swivel, and they do hinge, and it's very easy to pop these out. You just pop the hand. I say very easy as I struggle to get one off. And just ports in like so. Boom. And then for when the claws are retracted. And I'll leave that there on for the rest of the video. Ab crunches all the way down, so that is awesome. Crunches back a little bit. You do have waist swivel. Just make sure that belt is kind of above so you can actually still turn it. Legs come apart pretty far. Upper thigh cut there. Kicks out all the way. Kicks out actually ends up going back, which most of the figures aren't able to do that. You get a double jointed knee, so full bend at the knee. There's no boot. There is actually a boot swivel in there. So you can actually see that leg does not move, but the boot does. Foot hinges up only slightly, all the way down though, and you do get ankle pivot. So absolutely awesome Wolverine figure. He is double packed, so he is 2 per case, so it shouldn't be a huge problem trying to find him in stores. What I will say to watch out for is, remember, there was a time where Juggernaut Wolverine nobody seemed to want, and he was available almost everywhere, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, we need that Wolverine figure. We can't find him anywhere. What are we going to do? So I will say, watch out for that. And I wouldn't be surprised if everyone's buying up 2 Wolverine figures, one to keep mint on card and one to keep loose. So really watch out for that. And one thing that I'm really noticing now also is on the new one, the metal claws are actually painted silver, or it's just the plastic versus this white looking plastic of the older one. So definitely an upgrade on the claws. And it's actually the same claws that we got with the Jubilee Wave. So there. As far as head swaps, I do like this head, but let's pop it off and see about this other one, because the heads are different, and especially on how they fit on the figure. Yeah, see, this one sits up much higher on the ball. You can actually see the neck hinge there, whereas the other head, you couldn't see that. So it doesn't look bad, but I think it does sit a little bit high where it just kind of bothers me. And maybe it's the lighter color of the yellow where it's just like, oh, that doesn't really seem right. It looks kind of small to me. So we're going to pop that off. Let's put this one, actually, let's put this one on the Juggernaut Wave one and see how that looks. And that looks pretty good. I like the way that looks as well. If you're going to be short and stocky, you shouldn't have such a long neck. So I like the way that looks. So I'm really liking this new head. So we're going to put him right back on that body that he belongs to. And there he is. So there is the Tiger Stripe Wolverine. Absolutely amazing figure. I recommend everybody pick him up, and I'm sure everybody will already, and everybody's probably frantically searching your Walgreens. That is where I found mine. Just a whole case sitting on the shelf. My lucky day. There it is, guys. If you guys have any questions, any comments, let me know down below. I'm going to have a link so you can order it. He's available for pre-order online. Should be shipping probably within the next few weeks, as late as August. It's kind of weird how it works out. Retail might get stuff before online, or online might get stuff before retail. It's just one of those flip a coin and toss and see how it is. But let me know. If you guys liked the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. But as always, thank you for watching.